The climate change bill rectifying the situation at Inland Revenue, the insolvency bill, and the community tourism bill were all on the agenda for today, Tuesday, February 14th sitting of the lower house. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre, ahead of the Parliament session, told reporters that certain conditions had to be met in order for many of the motions up for debate before any funds could be borrowed. The minister also mentioned that in order to increase St. Lucia's resistance to the negative effects of climate change, some crucial elements had to be in place with regard to the climate change bill.
It's a bill that deals with the whole situation as it regards the climate change. We have to put certain things in place. You have to have an adaptation plan. You have to have a mitigation plan so that St. Lucia can be focused when, it's not a matter of if, when a disaster strikes. It's one of the conditions that we have to follow so we can take what is called a policy-based loan from the CDB, which is a loan which is $42 million, which is a policy-based loan, and we're going to be using that loan to do two very important things.
The important things, according to the minister, are the Land Acquisition Act and rectifying the situation at Inland Revenue.
There are a lot of people in St. Lucia where government has acquired their land, and it's not recently, it's a long time ago. Government has acquired land for many people, and then so we have to ensure that is regularized so that people can get adequate compensation. So that's one. And the second one is to deal with the situation at the Inland Revenue. The records at Inland Revenue need to be put in proper order. So when somebody comes and says, listen to me, how much money do I already owe? We can do it right away. Because the system at the Inland Revenue is years old, it's archaic. And as citizens, I'm sure sometimes you go for information there and you can't get it. So that's what. So these loans are policy-based loan, but we had some preconditions which we had to ensure happened before we got that money.
The Prime Minister also noted there were other conditions that had to be met in order to secure this loan. The government had to show a level of fiscal discipline, a debt management bill, and the insolvency bill.
The insolvency bill is a bill that deals with bankruptcy, because there is a feeling in this part of the world that if you have a failed business, you have a failed life. That is not true. Many people have had failed businesses, so we want to put the business of insolvency on a firm legal footing. But there is one hurdle with St. Lucia, and as Prime Minister will ensure it doesn't happen, is that your home, your family house must be protected. And I've stood by that firmly, even when I was in opposition and government the first time. Your family house cannot be able to be taken by any financial institution just willy-nilly. So we are waiting to get an amendment as far as that's concerned. We are speaking to, we've had the first sitting, but that's what we're missing. As soon as we've got that, then we're going to be having an insolvency bill.
However, Leader of the Opposition, Austinay, expressed his worry ahead of the lower house sitting, citing in the last 3 sessions alone, the current administration had borrowed a collective of $450 million.
I think that it's a very worrisome time for us because we're seeing a government that has lost its way. I don't think it ever had a plan. I think we all can see it never had a plan. And the complete mismanagement of this country. Look at the state of roads in this country, the state of crime in this country, the state of the economy. This is a government that continues to believe that what it can do is increase taxes and solve the problem. We're seeing that this government is creating excessive amount of money on taxes, and I believe that the mismanagement of this economy and the ill-placed investments that this government is making is going to put this country in a serious financial deficit.
Also up for discussion was the community tourism bill, where a total of $2.7 million for the construction of laybys island-wide, as well as a martyr park at the minor basilica of the Immaculate Conception in Cash Trees. For Choice News Now, I am Chelsea Austinay.